Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Season 3 Week 8. We have one more game for you here tonight, but just now, before I forget, we'll go ahead and announce the MVP for PLR in their win over Pigs Might Fly, and it will be going to Johnzoid on that Yasuo. Really doing a great job with that wind wall.
Yeah, great game for him. Even though he got behind early, he didn't let that slow him down. He farmed the side waves, got strong still, and dominated some late game team fights. So great game from John.
Yeah. So, we'll do a quick rundown of the placements for, like, who's locked in for playoffs, what has to happen for what team to make playoffs, after this game, since we don't actually know how this one ended. But we'll go ahead and get into Wiener 1 versus Oklahoma Gold Rush. Alright, so, it is going to be Wiener 1 on the blue side up against Oklahoma Gold Rush on the red side. Let's see. Going into this game, Wiener 1 are 1-4, Oklahoma Gold Rush sitting at a little bit better, 2-3. Wiener 1 really hoping they can pick up another win here.
Yeah, definitely so. Trinamir in the jungle, this is something I really haven't seen.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think Trinamir jungle is very good. Because it's a super slow clear, not really that great of ganks, and he's very item dependent to be really strong, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
But more importantly, it's the slow clear. But he is up against an Amumu who Amumu actually, after the change to him, he clears really fast. If you just max that W, you just melt through the jungle camps.
Yeah, I've been seeing Amumu a lot more ever since the changes, and
He does so much damage.
Yeah, I've seen you play him a couple times as well with us, so you know a lot about it.
It's absurd.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of ridiculous. What you have to do is you have to abuse Amumu's. The fact that Amumu is really bad early game, he has zero duel potential. But he's an absurd late game jungler. Even he was absurd late game before the change, and now he's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, Midnight Slushy here on this Ahri. And Midnight Slushy has been a shining star for Wiener 1 throughout this split, has been consistently making plays and winning lane despite his team's record.
I did not even notice the Karma top until we just switched up here.
Yeah, Karma top. Eggroll, he's played this a couple times now. It's kind of cheesy, but it works actually really well if you build a tank Karma build and just bully in lane because you've got range advantage against the majority of top laners, and then transition towards more of a utility bot. Ooh, Noob Feeder gets caught by the Winner's Bite. He's gonna get caught by the concussive blow, stunned up, but Oro moves forward, makes sure that Noob Feeder doesn't take too much damage. There's the Winner's Bite onto Noob Feeder once again. Stoneborn Pack for Silverhammer's Braum is going to give Windosaurus quite a bit of healing. You can just continuously proc the Winner's Bite slow and the concussive blow stun. Yeah, okay. Oh, here Delight. Eggroll face checks into him, gets knocked up by the Flag and Drag after the bandage toss, flashes, but the auto follows him. First blood, easy for Amu on this Jarvan top, and that's kind of what you want to happen. You get your Jarvan snowballing. I'm really interested by the fact that Hacked has opted for Ignite on this Vladimir pick. Normally, I think most Vladimirs take Ghost as their second summoner because they have so much damage in their kits, they just have to close the gap, stay on them with that Ghost, and I think overall it's just a little bit better, especially the later the game goes. But Windosaurus and Silverhammer actually the ones with the push into this bottom lane. Noob Feeder, even with that ranged versus melee support matchup, not really abusing Silverhammer so much. He got punished a little bit by that Winner's Bite and was a little bit too scared to do anything else. Then again, Annie's support kind of has died since they nerfed her auto attack range. That's one of the big reasons why Annie's support's not really played anymore. And additionally, she only really has one form of utility with that passive stun. And so once you burn that, you're putting yourself at big risk of retaliation for quite a while until you can stack it back up.
Right.
Ooh, nice charm onto Hack. There's the Thunderlord's proc. He takes a lot of damage from Midnight Slushy.
Yeah, very nice charm there.
Managing to stay even just a little bit ahead in CS, it will be nullified as Midnight Slushy picks up the wave, pushing into him now. Groove Beater comes in, throws down the stun onto Windosaurus. Unbreakable, stops any more harass from coming in. So, Hacked recalled pretty early, picked up the Hextech Revolver as well as Boots. Gonna give him a little bit of more advantage in lane with that extra Hextech Revolver auto attack. Want to see if Oro can land these double ups through the minions that he kills onto Windosaurus. That's how you get a lot of your poke down in lane. He's gonna do it, but it doesn't kill the minion, nor does it land on a Windosaurus. It landed on the Silver Hammer, so it looks very lackluster when that's the case. Right, so Eggroll, 20 to CS to 35 in a matchup that you kind of expect him to win when you're playing top Karma. And his first recall was to pick up, or his first buy was a Sapphire Crystal. Oh, Yamadeus going for the control ward, gets caught by Delight, but Midnight Slushy in the area, ready to help out his jungler. Make sure that Hack doesn't commit onto him with that Hemo Plague. Beater throws down the stun onto Windosaurus, but there's no follow-up, and actually gets traded back nicely onto Silver Hammer, puts the stun onto Goro. The Summoner Heal comes out, Exhaust goes down onto Windosaurus. Oro will still survive just barely. And Oro just moving forward too aggressively. He committed too hard to a stun that he wasn't even going to be able to harass afterwards because he was too behind on the play, and then just gets punished for it.
Yeah, they've got to be really careful here.
And that's another reason. Oh, hold on, the Eggroll gets Flag and Drag knocked up. There's the Cataclysm. He's got no flash, if you remember. The barrier comes out. The W will root a moo in place, and Eggroll makes it out alive. Yeah, so, another reason I forgot to mention why Annie's support is kind of worse now is because they did reduce her stun duration at early levels. So she's really not nearly as dominant in lane as she used to be back when Annie's support was very strong. And you're seeing it abused now by the tanky support Braum. Eggroll gonna throw down the Mantra W. Or was that the Mantra W? It's kind of hard to tell which one is Mantra and which ones are not. Unless it's the Q.
So far, pretty even game. We do see 500 gold deficit right now, or 600.
Eggroll still trying to farm up. I really want to know what he's going for with that Sapphire Crystal. I would imagine it's going to be the Iceborne Gauntlet. Maybe the Catalyst into the Rod of Ages would be another option for this Karma, but no sense to me in building the Sapphire Crystal first, because it gives you no combat stats. Tryndamere recall and picks up the Skirmisher Saber as well as 3 daggers. So I would assume he's going for the Blood Razor enchant and then another attack speed item, maybe that Blade of the Rune King. Could be anything, really.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much impact from the junglers yet after that first gank by Momo, but it looks like he's moving in on this Ahri mid lane.
Yeah, he has Curse of the Sad Mummy available, and that amplifying all of Vladimir's damage with that passive. He throws down the Hemo Plague. Hacked is actually ignited. He goes under, and Midnight Slushy dashes in, dashes out, able to survive. Hacked is the one who's actually forced out of lane there.
Yeah, just some great charms being landed by Midnight Slushy.
Yeah, Hacked really needed to wait for Delight to be in a position to go in. I think that what would have to have happened is Delight has to flash Curse of the Sad Mummy into the Bandage Toss, because it's so easy for an Ari to dodge Bandage Toss. And Egg Roll, that Sapphire Crystal did in fact go in towards the Sheen. He built another one, building towards the Iceborne Gauntlet. Which, kind of makes sense. The armor will help you up against Jarvan. But there's a lot of magic damage you gotta deal with. So, hopefully he'll build up some magic resist later on. Right, so actually it looks like both of these AD carries going for the Hextech Bilgewater Cutlass into the Blade of the Rune King. I haven't seen a Misfortune building a Blade of the Rune King yet, so that's an interesting one. Meanwhile, Oklahoma Gold Rush starting up this Ocean Dragon. They drag it out of the pit. I don't know. Jayberry is over to the other side. Midnight Slushy is in there. Yamadeus gets in. The Curse of the Sad Mummy onto Midnight Slushy. Bullet time came out from Oro, but interrupted instantly, and Yamadeus coming in. Oh, Amu comes in, Flag and Drag, not gonna land. Midnight Slushy gets taken out by the Cataclysm. Yamadeus about to get stunned up. He does go down. Hacked gets it. Didn't even use that Undying Rage.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma Gold Rush come out with 2 more kills, as well as the Ocean Dragon.
Yeah, we see Karma, Egg Roll pushing this top lane tower.
Yep.
Not gonna get too much damage down before someone returns, I'm guessing, but we'll see.
Yeah, Oro and Noob Feeder here on the bottom lane trying to do what they can. Egg Roll did not have teleport because he has barrier, and so Amu able to get in there, make a big impact in that team fight, and his team is as a whole behind now, and Amu is going to be really threatening him up here. Wasn't able to get the tower down, so Tower First Blood still on the table. Okay. So then, Amu shoving in this top lane. He's got a Tiamat, so that helps his pushing power a little bit. Have Egg Roll moving up here, throws down the Mantra Q. And he, with that Spectre's Cowl though, Amu with a really efficient buy here is negating a lot of Egg Roll's damage. About to see how much damage he'll do to Egg Roll through that Glacial Shroud. Just because I see what you're talking about in chat, I'll tell you. In the situation that there's a tie, or like a 3-way tie where you have like tiebreakers one in a cycle, the tiebreaker that you go to next is win, or a game win ratio. So like, if you happen to have won a lot of 2-1s versus 2-0s, then the 2-0s would win. Just as an example, I haven't done the math or anything like that. We'll do a little bit of math because it's not too much work to figure out how Platcat is going to turn out after we know the result of this game.
Right, right. Yeah, it's very important for teams to know kind of where they stand. You know, it might influence them to work a little bit harder if they know they actually don't have their playoff spot locked in like they thought they did or something like that.
Oh, how Midnight Slushy goes in, Charm, dodged away by the Sanguine Pool, Hack gets ignited, throws on the Orb of Deception, and Midnight Slushy with a solo kill in the mid lane. Oh, Amu goes in with a flag and drag onto an egg roll. He's missing a lot of minions to the tower here. I don't know if that was really worth it because he didn't get a whole lot of damage down and he missed some of the CS he probably could have gotten. Oh, but Yamadeus and Midnight Slushy with the red buff shoving in the mid lane wave after they kill off Hack. They're looking for tower first blood here on the mid lane tower. A2, are Zaya and Rakan going to be allowed to play this week? Yes! We in the OKLCS have never banned a champion during the week of release, even though they do that in regular regular LCS. So please feel free to play Zaya and Rakan if you think that that's your best chance of winning.
Yeah, we might actually see it banned in some games, which we won't actually get to see it since we don't get to see a lot of the bans, but, you know, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to learn all those ability names.
Ah, shoot. Okay, no, I don't actually know any of them. I knew Galio's the instant he came out. I don't know why I don't know Rakan's and Zaya's.
Hey, you still have a little bit of time. They're not officially out yet, are they?
No, they're not out. I think they come out on Wednesday.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Eggroll gets flag and drag knocked up. Delight is here. Banish Toss comes out. The Cataclysm and the Curse of the Sad Mummy come out. Eggroll, barrier, flashes away, throws on the Q, but he does. Oh, that was a Mantra Q. He should have used the Mantra W, but it looks like he's going to make it out anyway. Or will he? Amu comes in. Eggroll will go down, but not without taking Amu down with him. If he had done Mantra W, he would have gotten a big heal off and probably survived. You really can't tunnel on using that Mantra Q. Like, I see a lot of Karma players do that. Just like use the Mantra Q indiscriminately. Anyways, Tower First Blood did go down in favor of Wiener 1 in the mid lane, and now they have the same two, Tryndamere and Ahri, up in the top lane. They get another one.
Yeah, like you said before the game, Midnight Slushy has been making plays, not just all season, but this game, and we've seen it. He's landed some big-time charms, had a big-time roam right there.
Yeah. Oh, Hack getting jumped on by Yamadeus, who, Sanguine Pool, Yamadeus just gonna walk himself out of there. New beater coming in, trying to stun up Silver Hammer, but not gonna have it, at least not in a safe position anyway.
What do you think of this, what looks to be the Bork Rush on this Misfortune?
Yeah, I was talking about that and I think we got interrupted by something else, but Bullet Time comes out just to clear out the wave so they can recall. But Blade of the Ruined King Misfortune, I don't know about how I feel about that. So Misfortune has a lot of stock in her kit in lethality and in crit, and Blade of the Ruined King gives neither of those two things. So I mean, I'm tempted to say that it's really not the best thing to get on Misfortune, unless you're going for a very heavy auto-based playstyle, which I don't think really makes the best use of Misfortune's kit. So if you're gonna go do that, why would you pick Misfortune as opposed to any other AD carry?
Right.
So, not sure. I'm not really thinking I like it that much.
Yeah, I've been going through that in this game in my head the whole time, and I've been like trying to think at, because I haven't seen it yet. This is something I really haven't seen. Does it look like this will be the Black Cleaver
Yeah,
next?
it's definitely going to be the Black
for
Cleaver.
that CDR. Trying to go probably that Lucian build.
Yeah,
that we see.
Build. The problem though is it's not as good on Misfortune as it is on Lucian.
Right.
See, because like lethality, obviously it benefits all of Misfortune's damage because it's lethality. And then Misfortune, you get crit bonuses on your double up, on your bullet time. So lethality or crit, those are really your two best options on Misfortune. And Blade of the Ruined King doesn't really give either of those two things. Oh, Midnight Slushy Spirit rushing onto Hack. Sanguine Pool already used the charm right afterwards, but he jumps into the Unbreakable of Silver Hammer as well as the Exhaust, and now the Glacial Fissure comes out. He has to flash away. He gets stunned up by the concussive blows, and Silver Hammer picks up a kill. So the Red Smite onto Hack, and Yamade's looking for it. He will kick him off, and now Silver Hammer's in trouble, and that's a double kill over there. There's the W is flashed away from a Moo. Midnight Slushy went down, but Yamade is able to pick up 2 kills for it. And now with 3 members of Wiener 1 in the bottom lane, will they be able to pick up this third outer tower for themselves?
Looks like they will.
Yeah.
They still have yet to give up a tower despite the... Yeah.
This is very interesting. Eggroll's second item after the Iceborne Gauntlet is the Redemption. If I'm reading that item build correctly. He's going to be very utility focused, but not nearly as tanky as you'd hope. Oh! Eggroll gets caught by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Amu comes in with the Flag and Drag. Cataclysm finds him and Noob Beater Delight over the side. It will just auto onto Eggroll for that slow. Oh! Eggroll fail flashes over the wall.
Insult to injury.
Yeah, and Amu now teleporting up to the top lane. Gonna answer back with some damage onto that top lane tower. Oro's on his way up to try and cut him off.
Yeah, didn't choose the best place to back.
Ooh, Amu taking a lot of damage there. Oro unloads the bullet time onto him, but not going to be enough to take him out. Yeah. If you're going for a Blade of the Rune King on Misfortune, you really got to auto a lot more because you're not benefiting your bullet time damage at all with that build. Yeah, it is going to be the Redemption as your second item from Eggroll, so that's 30% CDR right off the bat. You're going to be a little bit squishy against this very high magic damage comp when you've combined a Mumu and Vladimir, who also has a percentage magic damage increase, or just a percentage damage increase in general. You're getting some very high damage numbers from Vladimir and a Mumu. Now, Delight has picked up the Runic Echoes, which I really like on Amumu, because it gives you some early damage, gives you some nice burst, and gives you the mana sustain in the jungle. But then the Dead Man's Plate, just like, I think there are better armor items to go on Amumu, like Sunfire Cape. It's amplified by your, it's like, it synergizes with your kit already, and the magic damage is amplified by your passive now. Randuin's, if you wanted to stop the crit coming in from Yamadeus and eventually from Oro, I would assume. Frozen Heart, if you wanted mana and CDR. Just 3 better armor items than Dead Man's Plate on a Mumu. I really don't like this Dead Man's Plate option. Amu gonna pick up the Titanic Hydra next. Noob Beater drops down a control ward, realizes he's been sitting on a ward, takes it out. Yamadeus down here, Delight, ready to come in. Waiting to see if something will happen here. Amu recalling up, he doesn't have his teleport ready. Ooh. Interesting choice by Windosaurus to pick up the early Executioner's Calling even before his Runon's Hurricane. Is there like, I guess there's some latent healing from Redemption and from Tryndamere, but the Enchanted Crystal finds Noob Beater. The flash, a bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy, locks him in place as Silverhammer picks up the kill with the Winner's Bite. So yeah, I guess. Oh, Delight base checks into the charm and just blows up. That's gonna ruin your jungle or your dragon chances.
Yeah, definitely the answer back there. They probably should have just backed off, but like you said, just waited on that dragon, or at least moved in not by yourself.
Just gets blown up by Midnight Slushy, and he has no MR yet. Alright, so Yamade is going to be the one rotating over to this dragon. Oklahoma Gold Rush ready to go for it. Eggroll takes the Winner's Bite, pops down a ward, but there's a control ward. Alright, so they will get the Infernal Dragon, so a little bit better for them than the Ocean Dragons on the side of Oklahoma Gold Rush. Good sniper on Yamadeus. The first tower for Oklahoma Gold Rush looks like it's going to be going down in the top lane here pretty soon. There it goes.
Yeah, they weren't worried about that push at all from Jarvan. They really wanted that dragon, so they kept all their members there.
Yeah, so it's still a 2.2k gold lead in favor of Wiener 1, but they have stagnated a little bit on their playmaking. No more easy towers for them to take. They have to commit into the enemy side. And Midnight Slushy just walked through a lot of wards, so they know exactly where he is. Delight coming around. He doesn't have the Curse of the Sun Mummy. Enchanted Crystera goes wide. He's gonna miss the bandage toss as well. He's just trying to chase him down. Blade of the Rune King comes out because Amu was teleporting behind, but he misses the Flag and Drag, and now he flashes for the Cataclysm. Oro takes the Hemo Blade. Noob Beater with a good stun, but no damage to follow up. Noob Beater gonna go down. Oro will follow as well. Midnight Slushy goes down. Double kill before he got down, but it is a 2 for 3 in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush, and what objective can they get for it?
It looks like they're all just backing. They don't really have a wave, and I guess they have to try to stop this mid push by Yamadeus.
Yeah, Yamadeus, he's got a red buff, and he's got a lot of attack speed with a Blood Razor Static Shiv. He's trying to do what he can, but Delight's here, has to back away. Doesn't want to get chain CC to death. And yeah, good play from OGR to have their Amu teleport into the backline, but Amu flag and dragged backwards. What you want to do on Jarvan is when you get a good flank off, when you get a good gank off, just walk up to them and auto them, force them to run past you, force them to burn their mobility, and then after they do that, then you flag and drag to their new location when they don't have anything left to dodge it, when they've already expended their gap or their way of getting away from you, and then drop your Cataclysm. You don't want to flag and drag the opposite direction from where they're running. So Amu could have played that definitely a lot better.
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
And it probably would have been a bit cleaner of a fight had he done that. Noob Beater holding the wave for Midnight Slushy. Amu gonna be a pretty tanky though this game. Eggroll has just been free farming up in the top lane whenever Amu leaves, so he's got a pretty big CS lead. But Amu has been making really good plays for his team across the map. Alright, what is Eggroll building next? It looks like it's gonna be Spirit Visage, just based on the Kindle Gem and the extra Null Magic Mantle. So that's full 40% CDR he's already got on this Karma top. But the thing is, if you're split pushing on Karma, you're not offering that utility to your teammates. So
there's better champions
really interesting
for that use.
Oklahoma Gold Rush trying to get the push onto this mid lane tower. They're not quite going to be able to take it out. This game is definitely slowed down a lot. Silverhammer and the rest of Oklahoma Gold Rush here in the mid lane. They've got Amu dealing with Yamadeus in the bottom lane, but I actually think Amu will lose out this 1v1. Just because he has no armor at this point. The Infinity Edge is actually almost completed for Yamadeus. Yamadeus has been farming up a storm. He's actually tied for the highest level in the game as well with his mid laner. He's gotten a lot of jungle farm. He's been able to shove in waves whenever his team is off to the side. They send Oro into the top lane to deal with that wave. Yamadeus shoving out bottom, keeping Amu away from the tower.
Yeah, I really like how they rotated Misfortune into the top lane just to soak up more and more farm.
Enchanted Crystera comes out, right down the middle. Winner's Bite onto Eggroll. Delight looking for the bandage toss in. Wants to get a good Curse of the Sad Mummy off. He has his flash as well. So it's very threatening. Bandage toss over the side. Alright, Yamadeus is a really big split push threat right now for Wiener 1.
Yeah, they're gonna have to match him at all times.
Yeah. But who can 1v1 him right now, really? I don't think anyone can 1v1 him right now because Amu yet to build up any armor. He's only sitting on those Ninja Tabis, which admittedly does a lot against a Tryndamere, but he's got Blood Razor, Static Shiv, and almost that Infinity Edge. Delight. Gonna take away his own blue buff. Again, really nice for Amumu especially to be able to take away your own blue buffs. Hack doesn't really need it. He's got a lot of CDR in his build already, as well as the fact that he doesn't need mana, so really helpful.
Yep, definitely so.
Alright, dragons spawning up. It's another Infernal Dragon. Stacking those Infernals would be really good for Wiener 1. Noob Feeders zoning away all of Oklahoma Gold Rush. That Monster Q cuts off the corridor. The Orbit Deception comes out. There's a nice flag and drag over from Amu. Noob Feeders about to get blown up. What a curse on the Sad Mummy! Midnight Slushy gets the redemption up from Eggroll. Eggroll flashes his way out of there. Midnight Slushy actually still alive. He flashes into the back and gets the Spirit Rush kill. And Done to Delight throws back the Orbit Deception, gets another one. Hack trying to do what he can to get off Midnight Slushy, but throws out the Orbit Deception, gets the movement speed. Charm! And Yamadeus picks up the triple. It's an ace for Wiener 1.
How did they turn that fight around? Oh my gosh, the arrow nailed Misfortune from the start of the fight, and she was basically useless. I cannot believe they won that fight.
Midnight Slushy with the plays coming out in that game, and then they used all their CC. They had a huge Wampa combo, but that meant there's no CC left for Yamadeus, and he just free autoed in the backline for the entirety of that fight.
This might be 2 turrets going down.
Yeah, Yamadeus just rips through that one. And Midnight Slushy will get the one in the mid, so 6k gold lead for Wiener 1 right now. They've got Oro farming out this top lane wave. He's got Blade of the Rune King, Mortal Reminder, and Black Cleaver, so does a decent bit of damage. Just wonder if he'd be doing more if he'd focused his build a little bit more onto a Misfortune-centric build. I do think that Midnight Slushy, rather than the Rabadon, should have gone for the Void Staff before, just because there's a lot of magic resist being built up by the members of Oklahoma Gold Rush. You got the Abyssal Scepter on Amumu, you got the Spirit Visage on Jarvan, you got the Spirit Visage on Vladimir even,
and then
so
the Locket on the Braum.
Yeah, I think Void Staff before I think Rabadon's, you know, fine.
Yes, yes.
Obviously. But Void Staff earlier gives you more damage for less gold.
Right, right.
So we'll go back to a little bit of that passive farming we saw for a few minutes here. See where this game goes. The Black Cleaver being picked up for Windosaurus on this Ashe. This is kind of the new Ashe build where you go Blade of the Rune King, Runons, and Black Cleaver. You get that Runons procs onto everybody, so you slow them all up. Oh, hold on a second. Enchanted Crystal finds Midnight Slushy. Bandage tosses into Curse of the Sad Mummy, and the shields are not going to meet up to save him, or will they? He Spirit Rushes his way out. Amu gets in. Cataclysm on the new feeder and just blows him up. He's going down. Delight gets that one. Midnight Slushy did survive, Hack taking a lot of damage, but he Sanguine Pools gets the heal off. They did pick off Noob Feeder, but committed a lot to that one.
Yeah, definitely.
And the fact that Midnight Slushy got out, I'm just so amazed.
That happened in the last fight as well, got hit by an arrow and somehow didn't go down with very little health.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Midnight Slushy is an absolutely phenomenal mid laner, I have to say, just based on what I've been watching of him. The Light drops down a control ward. I think they're trying to set up vision around this Baron. They actually take it pretty fast since Blade of the Rune King Ashe as well as Amumu doing a lot of that percent max health damage with those tiers. The ZZ Rot portal picked up for Amu, so he's going to have a lot more split push pressure now, but not going to matter if it's Yamadeus who's sent to answer him. They will at least have teleport advantage on Amu, considering there's no teleport on the side of Wiener 1. The Enchanted Crystal are thrown the wrong direction by Windosaurus. There's no one back in your own base, buddy. Anyway. What were we talking? Blade of the Rune King Ash. So you go Blade of the Rune King, Runon's Hurricane, Black Cleaver. You're applying the Runon's Hurricane, so you get your slow on multiple people, you get Blade procs into multiple people, and with Ranger's Focus, you're shredding the armor of everybody really fast.
So close on that charm.
That Hawkshot saw them just before he walked forward. So, really close call, Windosaurus, with that Hawkshot. Yeah, see, just happened. Charm goes wide. Amu goes in for the Cataclysm. Oro has to flash himself out of there. Yamadeus catches the bandage toss and goes back in. He doesn't get the Undying Rage off. Delight gets a Curse of the Sad Mummy on a Midnight Slushy and to Oro. And now that's disaster for Wiener 1. Oro gets stunned out of bullet time immediately. It's 4-0 in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush.
After this tower, they could look directly at that Baron with all 5 members available.
Yeah, and Eggroll, he's a very low damage Karma. He's gone for primarily tank stats. They're not going for the Baron, they're just going for more towers. They gotta make up that gold deficit, and very quickly are they doing that. When Wiener 1, they made it out off of a engage from Oklahoma Gold Rush. They should have just backed off, but Yamadeus went in, didn't even pop his Undying Rage and just died. Oklahoma Gold Rush pushed down 3 towers and get an inhib.
They definitely made the right decision now that we see. I did not think that they would be able to get that many towers right there instead of peeling off and going towards the Baron, but a great decision by their team.
They had 5 members alive. They got the attack speed bonus from Amu's Demacian Standard and a ZZ Rot shoving in their favor.
Yeah, definitely.
Huge for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
Yeah, great decision there.
Oh, Amu unfortunately going to be proccing the Baron with that Titanic Hydra. And the Elder Dragon is live. It will be two Dragon Empowered Elder for either side, but the Infernal is a little bit stronger than the Oceans. Oh, but actually the play is to move up towards the Baron area. They are spotted out on a ward. And this could be a disastrous call from Wiener 1. Curse of the Sad Mummy is available. If you have Curse on everybody, as well as the Baron debuff from magic damage, that's huge. Alright, the teleport coming in from Amu. Delight over side of the wall. Bandage toss is ready. There's a Flag and Drag. Only knocks up Yamadeus. Amu stunned up. Focused down. Glacial Fissure comes out. Bullet time. Rips them through them. Amu's gonna get focused down, but Delight gets a Curse of the Sad Mummy and Hacked takes down Midnight Slushy. Silver Hammer and Windosaurus picked off 3 members on the side. Hack got a triple kill. Eggroll, the only remaining member. Delight flashes with a bandage toss, and Eggroll just gonna get melted down. Winner's Bite landed, but they're not going to be able to focus him down, but that's 4 dead once again in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush, and this might be the game. They've got 2 super minions coming in. 5 members alive. Amu did go down in that fight, but it's a 4-for-1. Oklahoma Gold Rush with a quick end. They're looking for it. The first Nexus Tower is going to go down. New feeder's coming up in 5 seconds, but I think they're going to be able to end it here. Eggroll gets stunned up by the concussive blows. Delight melting away at him. The first Nexus Tower has already gone down. New feeder trying to charge up the stun as fast as he can. The second Nexus Tower goes down. Amu drops the Demacian Standard. They get the bandage toss onto Eggroll, and it will be the game for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
That game turned around in a hurry. I mean, we saw Wiener 1 taking most of that game pretty handily, and then just like that, a flip of the switch, it was completely turned around.
Yeah, actually Amu didn't even go down in that fight. He made it out just barely, and so it was in fact a 4-for-0 in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush, and they just turned that game around on its head after just 2 fights.
Yep, well, we've got one more MVP voting for you guys, so stay put and participate. Let us know who you guys think was the MVP of that game.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and pop up the MVP poll for Wiener 1 versus Oklahoma Gold Rush, and that was just... It looked like Wiener 1 was in full control of that game, and then all of a sudden, it just turned on its head. And by request, I'll go ahead and add the summoner or the champion names to these to the stream poll for now. It's gonna take me a little bit to type it all out so that I can get it on there. I can't type on Vladimir.
Man, did we not have some great games to watch today,
Yeah,
Alex? I mean,
today was a really good day for the OKLCS.
some competitive LCS play today. I mean, gosh, really fun games to watch. Always fun to cast with you, Alex. But
oh yeah, I love casting with you, Shaden. It's
today
really just a lot
I
of
didn't
fun.
have quite the energy I normally do. I stayed on a computer at work all day, so I think that kind of slowed me down, and I'm just tired. So I'm sorry I didn't have the emotion today that I normally do. But
No, dude, you're always good to bounce conversation off of. So there's the MVP poll there in Twitch chat. Just popped down there and popped up in the feed as well. So we'll hang around and do some math while we wait for those votes to come in. So
yeah,
with that win, Oklahoma Gold Rush sitting at 3-3. Pigs Might Fly 2-4. PLR 4-2. Evolution 3-3. Team 5-1. Treehouse Kids 5-1. So we know for sure Team and Treehouse Kids guaranteed playoffs.
guaranteed in.
PLR is actually, let's see. PLR has the tiebreaker over both No, wait. PLR still has to play Evolution next week.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. If I gotta check who has tiebreakers against whom. I'll pop up that schedule real quick. So Evolution has the tiebreaker over Evo has the tiebreaker over OGR.
Okay.
PLR has the tiebreaker over OGR as well.
Okay.
So OGR is in the worst spot of those three teams that are still kind of like on the cusp of making playoffs. So Evolution plays PLR next week.
Okay.
So if Evolution win next week, they'll have a tied record, but the tiebreaker over PLR. So if Evo wins, OGR, or it will be Evo and PLR going to playoffs, because OGR, the best they can do is tie both of their records, and they don't have the tiebreaker over either of them.
Right.
If PLR win, then PLR makes playoffs, obviously, and then OGR would have to win, and PLR would have to win for OGR to make playoffs. So.
Yeah. Would that be an Evo loss? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because PLR plays Evo.
Yes.
Because Evo has the tiebreaker over OGR, so if OGR lose and PLR and Evo lose, then Evo goes to playoffs because they have the tiebreaker over OGR. So OGR is in the roughest place right now in terms of making playoffs, but it's still possible for them to make it.
That's great. It means all three of those teams really have a lot to play for, and honestly, I think every team has a lot to play for, because what better way to improve with your team for the next splits and stuff than these games at the end of the season, you know?
Yeah, so actually, PLR is, in fact, guaranteed a spot at playoffs with that win they got today.
Right.
Team and Treehouse Kids guaranteed playoffs because of their record up to this point. It's just like, where will they end up in placements? If Team wins next week, they're guaranteed first seed. If they lose, Treehouse Kids win, then Treehouse Kids takes first seed.
Great. Yeah, so definitely have a lot to look forward to for these upcoming matches. Remember, guys, to vote on the MVP of the last game if you haven't done that yet. We'll wait probably another minute or two before we say who won.
If Pigs win, they would be 3-way tied with OGR and us. Is that the case? Let's see. If Pigs win, then they'll be 3-4. If OGR loses, then they'll be 3-4. And if Evo loses, they'll also be 3-4. And then Pigs has the tiebreaker over Evo. OGR has the tiebreaker over Pigs. And I didn't even think of that.
Oh man, more confusing than I thought.
There's actually a lot of teams that could still make playoffs.
Is that four teams?
Yeah, 4 teams vying for that last spot. PLR has their spot locked in, I think. Yeah, PLR has their spot locked in.
Okay.
No matter what happens, PLR will be making the playoffs. It's just a matter of who takes what seed
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah, I'm glad someone said that. I mean,
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and that's actually a real possibility.
Yeah, so there's a lot more to play for every team that's left. And honestly, if you're a team that has already locked in a spot or hasn't,
for that to happen, Pigs has to win.
okay,
Evo has to beat PLR. No.
this is so confusing. It'd be better if we had it written down,
PLR has to beat Evo, Pigs has to win, and OGR has to lose. And then there's a 3-way tie for that 4th place.
Okay, that makes sense.
Huh, okay, that's interesting. Alright, well, let's take a look at that MVP poll. After 4 votes have come down, it looks like Windosaurus on that Ash will be taking the MVP poll, or the MVP for that game. So, just some really good Enchanted Crystal arrows.
Yeah, some great arrows in that game. A lot of damage being thrown down, but great play by their team in that comeback. I mean, it didn't look like they panicked too hard. They ended up having a great comeback, so can't complain.
So does OGR have a chance? Yes. OGR will make it to playoffs if they win and PLR wins. I think that's what has to happen.
I think that's what you said the first time.
Yeah, PLR has to win and OGR has to win next week. So I guess it's Pigs Might Fly who have to have the most things go right, and then I haven't actually calculated game records, so I don't even know if that all goes right if they have the tiebreaker over that. The second tiebreaker after the head-to-head is game win ratio, so like the number of games you've won over the number of games you've played, so like best of 3s versus just a 2-0 will make the difference there.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be streaming Diamond and Plat Capped next week for our final week of OKLCS, and then we will get information to you about your respective divisions' playoffs event. Hope to see you there, and good night.
Yep, see ya.